My one-liner is more information doesn't do any harm. I think these days the more information that you give, people actually understand it better. Maybe in the past that was better to have less information and leave it a bit wider, but now technology is so evolved that giving more information is actually better.
I'd like to see the guidelines include something about how people can be sure about where their information is going to end up.
Just direct democracy. I think that the public should be consulted.
Would be evidence of the end use of the data.
I'd like to see a code of ethics being followed across the board with all the agencies that are accessing information to make sure that a lot of accountability is held. Thank you.
It's important that the data be fed back to the community groups in a way that those community groups can understand.
To be able to choose where my information is shared.
I would like this data future partnership to consider a community as a whole, to consider us not just as individuals, but also that we have a collective of ideas and thoughts that we like to unite so that we are all treated equally, respectfully, and so that we have a brighter future for ourselves and also for our future.
So I think most importantly that people who are giving permission for data to be used, that it's used accurately and they know what it's going to be used for, and that the data is interpreted in the faithful context of the person that gave it. So information isn't being used to put Pacific people in a negative light. We actually want to see data that gives a really positive story about our Pacific people, and that information comes back to people about the outcome of how the data is being used.
I think the use of data once it's collected is really key, that those are kept in secure databases, and so we also need a formula in which monitoring and evaluation of the keepers of the information and what they do with it. We have no other idea about how that transparency may translate to the benefit of Pacific people.
The most important thing for me myself would be that I would like to see some really secure framework, and how we exchange the information electronically and physically is monitored and audited. Another really important part of the guidelines would also be about how the information that is gathered is used, how it's interpreted and in what context, making sure that it's governed and there's implications for people who misuse that information, that there are certain levels of security that you are required, and you need codes of conduct, standards, actual frameworks around how that works.
Hello, today we were doing our data activity, and to be honest, some of the stuff that came up I didn't really think about it, and I got 8 children, and I'm thinking more of how will this benefit my children, their future. I can see the positives in that, but I can also see that with a lot of this information as well in the wrong hands, it can actually keep my children suppressed or down, which is a negative for me. I want them to be able to get support and to be better than what they achieve to be. More options. With this data also, it showed the difference between the trust in government, the change of hands in government, and also corporations in the world. I think technology is going there far that the global part of it is going to be probably 1 or 2 people controlling everyone else. So I don't want my decisions now to affect my children where they have no choices. On the other hand, this has really opened up my mind today, so I'm real grateful for you guys coming, and for our team for participating in this. But I think all New Zealanders should get onto this and actually have a think about it, because it's actually a future. And yeah, kia ora koutou.
Probably just controlled use through verified sources, and just making sure the public knows what's actually being used.
Well, from a Māori perspective, he tapu te tangata. Everything about Māori people is personal to us, and so that includes our information. So I think it's really important that whatever information is going to be used, that there are limits placed around that we know what that is, and that our approval is given for it.
Just a more variety of options for security, and just specific information where I get to understand what is really going on with my data and with my information.
My data is safe in this country because my voice has been heard.
Having a conversation about data in today's age is so important right now, but also into the near future, because we need to be able to, as citizens, control and have some understanding about how our data is being used, so it can be used meaningfully not only for governments, businesses, organisations, but also for individuals who actually own that data.
Keeping true to everything, the guidelines, why they want to use it, for medical reasons, to benefit these statistics, that'll be awesome. If it helps people in the ways of maybe pre-forecasting their future in sicknesses or in downfalls in their life, then yeah, that's going to benefit their life. More trusting is that they just come through with what they're trying to do, or they're trying to help. So if they can make this come out so that the whole country or even the whole world start talking about it and bringing it on board, that'll be trusting for me, because they'll be walking the talk.
I guess one of the things that's really important to me is that I know who's going to access my information. I want to know what you're going to be using it for. I also want to know how it's going to be beneficial to me. And if I want to choose to opt out and say, actually, I don't want you to have it, then I don't want you to have it.
For me, the most important thing is the security of the information and knowing that the system that it lives in is secure, and that the people who are using the system have been extensively trained and actually are aware of the benefits of using the system.
I think what's important to me is that the way that we gather information needs to be changed as we are changing the ways we interpret the information and how we share it. But in saying that, I think we also need to work on how the information is shared and who it is shared with.
What I would like to see is the effect it will have on different communities, and what is going to take place, and also that my information that I have given is going to be respected and taken into consideration.
Having control over our own information, so we get to decide who sees what.
Where it's going, who's seeing it, and why it's being collected and used.